What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Monday, July 8th, 2024, and we are back with another stream here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel, and hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. Shout out to all of the members over here. Shout out to everybody on Patreon. We had our first official True Crime Sunday live yesterday. It wasn't a lot of people in there, but I wasn't expecting a lot of people to be in there because it's still a new format. What I'm doing with this, opposed to how I was doing it initially when I was on StreamYard and doing it from YouTube, but y'all know why that is. But shout out to the people that were over there yesterday. I do appreciate you. The playback for that will be up the day, well, sometime next week, because I'm still pushing out the playbacks from the streams that I made members only here on YouTube, and then I'm putting them, and I just downloaded them and I'm re-uploading them as time goes on over there on Patreon. One of them actually went up today, but I think the last playback from YouTube will be up sometime next week, and then everything else will be strictly on Patreon. But let me go ahead and acknowledge the people we have here so far in the chat, and I'm gonna make this stream very interactive, and y'all will see what I mean in a second. First off, we have Samuel Bryant, Hacksign KT, Denise Scales. I'm glad you made it back home safely. Dark Titan, RDRD, JG Shallon, Terrific, Seven Ham, Wallow J, Kazuma Fury, and also shout out to Kazuma Fury and Denise, because those were two of the individuals who were active in the stream over there on Patreon yesterday, as well as Yatunde. I don't know if they're in the chat right now, but shout out to them as well. JM Y'all, Hadass Soul, or Hades Soul, I'm not sure if I pronounced your name correctly. Forgive me if I didn't. Cody Cole 80, Joseph Washington, Jacoby, Love Big 41, Rokumuro, Kid Gravity Beyond, Demarcus Vaughn, Solo T40, Moochie, Chris, Damon, Raging Woody 74, Don P. Ben, Tawana, Sandusky, Ohio Bro, Xavier Abi, Machilla Wilson, Lee Holmes. Shout out to everybody that is in here. Y'all, first off, let me just say, I'm glad that I got these two RAM sticks, which are basically memory for your PC, because I was wondering for a while why my computer was glitching a little bit. Y'all couldn't tell on your end, but on my end it was. And that's because I was running low on memory. And the memory stick that I had was an 8 gig, and it came with the PC that I bought. And 8 gig was only one stick of 8 gig. So I just happened to have these two 16 gig RAM sticks lying around that I never opened, but I never installed into my PC. I installed those two sticks over the weekend, and now my PC is running like it's brand new, especially when it comes to me opening programs and flowing through on the internet. Like, it moves so much faster, and I'm like, thank God, because it was annoying trying to get some of the stuff to open in a timely fashion. But we are all good now. And shout out to William for being the first contributor to the channel. William, shout out to you first off for the 2. And he says, greetings, everyone. Well, greetings to you. Okay. So today we will be talking about Robb Smith. Now, I've talked about Robb Smith on my channel a few times already. He's gotten a couple of triple Ps. In case y'all are unaware who Robb Smith is, one of the most recent things, as a matter of fact, what I'm about to bring up to you actually relates to what I'm going to talk about in this post that he made. He was the one that went to that Turning Point USA event out there in Arizona. I think it was hosted by Charlie Kirk, and he was the only black guy that was there, and they basically call him everything but a child of God. They were calling him a certain particular F word. It rhymes with bag because he is in the academy. And then he's black. And then he said, I'm going to leave the party and I'm going to go be independent. Nobody took him seriously. And this post that we're going to go over is going to prove just that. And you'll understand why in the thumbnail I titled it Short Leash. Because he put himself and allowed himself to be on that short leash. William said he's the one that almost got the well, I don't know if I wouldn't say he almost got a beat down, but he definitely was fighting up against a group that he had no chance of winning. and the way he handled it, like he went on to CNN and was crying to Abby Phillip about that. I was like, oh, they didn't let you go over to Fox News with all of that. So you went over to what they would consider to be the ops to go and spew and cry your heart out to. And then he went on and created a YouTube channel saying he was going to be independent. I was like, I'm not taking this dude seriously at all. And shout out to Denise for the $10 super sticker. I appreciate it.
You ain't got to be a dope boy to have money.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now, because all of the stuff that we're going to talk about is coming from this one post. And it's listen, when I tell y'all this is a lengthy post right here, I counted the paragraphs. This post that we're going to go through today is 12 paragraphs long. Let me say that again. This post is 12 paragraphs long. And we're going to go through all 12 of them because I want y'all to hear how ridiculous this sounds. He basically wrote a whole blog post on X. And as you see, he has the check mark. So when you have the check mark on X, you can write as much as you want. You go beyond the realms of 140 characters. So here's the interactive part, y'all. I want y'all to if y'all can get near. If y'all have a pad, like a pad you can write on, and a pen or a pencil, I want you to take that pen or pencil and that pad, and on one side of the pad, I want you to write black. Put a line under it. And on the other side, I want you to write academy and put a line under it. Because I'm imploring that y'all keep a tally of how many times this man brings up about him being black and in the academy, because he brings it up a few times. As a matter of fact, it's actually within the first sentence of his little soliloquy. So go ahead and do that right now, and I'll repeat it again. Get a pad of some kind or a piece of paper, and on one side, write black, and on the other side, write academy. And keep a tally for every time he's going to mention it, because he's going to mention it a few times. And then at the end, we're going to tally up how many times he said each one and see, was it even, or was one mentioned more than the other? Trust me on this. I'm telling you, this is 12 paragraphs long. Okay, I'll give y'all. As a matter of fact, put a 1 in the chat if y'all are ready. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all are ready, because I don't want to get ahead of y'all. I want to make sure that we're keeping up with this. Yes, Denise, he wrote 12 paragraphs. I counted them literally about 5 minutes before I hit go live. Oh, Trey, I'll be over there tomorrow. RD says 1, Denise says 1, Chris says 1, Xavier 1. Okay, cool. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Damon. And shout out to Samuel for the 10. He says, Torian, I'm waiting for the video about Waka Flocka kicking Biden supporters out of his Groupon concert and other failed rappers grifting for MAGA and for pocket change like Topher, Bryson Gray, and Corey Yeshua. You want to know what's so crazy? Well, first off, let me play the
When
drop.
You're successful, you got new friends like Benjamin, Ulysses, and my favorite, Woodrow.
Shout out to you for the 10. You know what's so funny? I did, well, not a video about him, but it was a video that I did as it pertained to 45, where I was mentioning how Trump was, how Waka Flocka was trying to have some kind of a concert on Trump's birthday. Of course, his birthday was last month. I don't know what came of that. So when you post that, I'm not in the least bit surprised. Listen, at this point, all these individuals, all they're doing right now is grifting. They're grifting off of each other, and they're trying to see who bites first and who bites the hardest. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I have not recorded a video outside of anything Triple P related and update related. Outside of those two things, I technically haven't recorded a real new story-based video. Well, of course, for anything for Patreon, that's another story, in like the last week and a half. So all these videos, with the exception of ones that says update next to its name or Triple P, were recorded over the course of the last month. That's how many videos I have, to the point where I can take a legit break from recording anything. That's how many videos I have stored. And of course, the only time y'all hear me in real time is, of course, right now when I'm doing these lives. That's why a lot of the times, a lot of stories that are more current have become lives. That way they won't get too pushed back. And sometimes some of the videos that I record, the lives are going to piggyback off of them. You will see what I mean next week, because it's two videos and a live that actually are going to combine, are kind of like connected all to each other. All right. So y'all say y'all have y'all pen and y'all have y'all pad. Let's get to it. So he starts off saying, I was the target of racial, homophobic harassment by far-right MAGA. I'm still voting for Trump. That's the title of his post. And I'm telling you, it writes and reads like a blog post by Robb Smith. Okay, y'all, I hope y'all ready to get your first tallies. He says, I'm black and gay. So that's a one tally for black, and there's one under the academy. So right now we're 1-1. And until recently, I was a Republican. Then I was the target of racial and homophobic harassment by MAGA Trump supporters last winter. I was harassed by far-right Republicans inspired by white supremacist Nick Fuentes in Phoenix, Arizona, in an incident that received international attention. The harassment and the realization that the GOP has no real interest in neutralizing its extremist elements led me to leave the Republican Party, a decision I stand by. But, and y'all all know what I say about but. Usually if there's a but, BS follows. But my support for Trump is a different story. I'm still voting for Donald Trump this November. Trump is and has always been what I call a quote-unquote New York City Republican. He is fairly liberal on social issues, including gay, so that's another tally under Academy, so now we're 2-1, and lesbian support. He made Rick Grinnell the highest ranking gay, that's another tally for that, so now we're up 3-1. The Academy is up 3-1. Man ever to serve in a presidential cabinet in history when he was appointed the acting director of national intelligence in early 2020. I went on the campaign trail as a part of the quote-unquote Trump Pride Coalition in 2020, which I didn't even know 45 had. But then again, I didn't even know they had a minority outreach either up until a couple months back. Still, my vote for Trump in the 2024 election was not guaranteed. I am a two-time Obama voter who did not vote in 2016, as I felt the time that neither Trump nor Clinton had earned my vote. I voted for Trump in 2020, the first time I had ever cast a vote for a Republican presidential candidate. Biden was never an option. RFK Jr. was eliminated as even a remote possibility very early on for me. One option was not voting, as I had done in 2016. That was a decision I thought long and hard about. I am done thinking. Trump has my vote in 2024. I am gay. That's another one for gay. So that's four under gay. And then he says black. Now that's 2 for black. Now I want y'all to peep what he just did here. At the top, he says he put I'm black and then the Academy. So he put black first and the Academy second. But 3 paragraphs later, he puts Academy first and then black second. So notice how he switched up the wording. I hope y'all are keeping tabs, but I'm also an American first. The things that affect me, a wide open border, rampant inflation, the Biden administration's disastrous pullout of Afghanistan, affect the vast majority of Americans regardless of their race, gender, or sexual orientation. It is time for our politics to move beyond the idea that because someone looks or loves a certain way, they are somehow chained to liberal policies. See, I didn't even have to get this far into his blog post to see exactly what angle he's coming at this with. I already see the narrative that Robb Smith is putting out there. Like I said, this is like a Dear John letter to Trump, basically saying, I may not be a part of the party anymore, but hey, I'm still here. Hey, remember, I'm still here. Don't forget about me. This guy can't even. This man couldn't stay off the conservative grift for 5 minutes before trying to crawl his way back in there, and he's still messing up. He goes on to say, the fact that I called white supremacists and decided that I no longer identified as a Republican seemed to indicate that to some that I had somehow become a Democrat or a liberal again. That is certainly not the case. The lie that Democrats and liberals are somehow the party of love and compassion is easily exposed by their reaction to my incident of racial and homophobic harassment. In essence, that is why I made the decision to share the incident via my social media. I was not only exposing the white supremacists that have infiltrated the grassroots of the Republican Party, but the hypocrisy of the liberals who profess to love all black, so put another tally under black, and LGBT people put another one under. So I think right now the Academy's up to 5, and I think black is at 3, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can let me know in the chat. As long as our beliefs don't make them too uncomfortable. You know what he sounds like right now? He sounds like them intersectionists. That's what he sounds like. The people who do that intersectional thing. That's what he sounds like right now. In my opinion, the 2024 election is bigger than my feelings about certain elements of the Republican Party or even Trump himself. 4 more years of the disastrous Biden administration is too much for any American to take, regardless of gender, race, sexual orientation, or any other immutable characteristics. Aside from that, the average American, gay, there you go, put another one now, gay's at 6, or lesbian, black, so now black is at 4, so now 6-4, is feeling the squeeze from high gas prices, expensive groceries, and a myriad of other small yet noticeable declines in our day-to-day lives as Americans. This is all so much bigger than a couple dozen young and stupid MAGA youths, extremists who harass me because I'm everything they have been taught to hate by far-right influencers propped up by dark money. I am black. There it is. So now black is now at 5, and then he put I am gay. Now that's at 7. I am a Trump supporting independent, because of the choices between Donald Trump and 4 more years of the chaos that has been unleashed on the wallets, safety, and peace of mind of the average American. The choice is simple. It's Donald Trump. So, and it ends off right here. So this is a picture of him in 45 right here. And he posted this up at 8:25 a.m. on June 24th, 2024 with 103,900 plus views. And this is what I got to say to this.
Damn. It's a bunch of bull.
So you RIP Eric Mays. So you wrote all of this for what? Robb Smith, really, honestly, what was the point of reading all of this? And by the way, I believe that the final tally is under Academy is 7 and under Black was 5. So that just shows you right there what he cared more about. Okay, Tedra says Black 5, Academy 7. There you go. Now, if I was to say also if you put a tally there in under Academy when every time he said homophobic or sexual orientation, that would have probably been over 10. But I just kept it at Academy. Exactly, Denise. That's what he is. He's begging. That's what it sounds like, that he's trying to get back in. Now, he calls himself a quote unquote independent, but the way he moves is not very independent based, because you sound like you very much are still right leaning. That's the thing that I guess irks me with the political spectrum, is that no one can see right down the middle what the flaws on either side. It becomes a popularity contest. Really, that's really all it is. It reminds me of high school superlatives. you know, when you was in high school and they did the high school superlatives, most likely to do this or most likely to do that or most likely to become this or most this and most that. That's what I see when it comes to the political spectrum, especially in this election. So my next question to Robb Smith, if he was like, you know, if I was like in front of him, was who were you writing this to? Who were you writing this for? Yes, the easiest thing for him to say would be to 45 saying, yes, I'm still planning to vote for him, but okay, so you're still planning to vote for him. Who cares? There's a lot of people that plan to vote for him. I'm sure there's other black people that plan to vote for him, and I'm sure there are people in the academy that plan to vote for him. What makes you so special is the question. Oh, because you went out to a TPUSA event out there in Arizona and got lambasted, you feel like now you are the magical Negro? You got your wake-up call, and now this is your grandstanding moment. Man, this is some wild stuff here. Let me zoom out a little bit. I'm curious to see what people are saying in these comments. Maj Toure says, shut your soft ass up and just vote. Exactly. I mean, I gotta agree. Like, you wrote a whole 12 paragraph blog. For what? To tell people that you're black, which we know, that you're in the academy, which we know, that you got treated a certain way, which we know, that you support 45, which we know. Like, you're not telling us anything new, and you wrote a whole. All you did was open the door for people to clown you even more. It's like this guy is a glutton for punishment. Reparations Nation, yes, he knows that they don't like him. He found that out the hard way when he went out to Arizona. When he, you know, the part where I was just mentioning, like he was talking about it here, he found that out when he went out there. That was a couple months ago. He knows they don't like him. And if you remember in the video how he reacted to it when they was telling him about himself, he tried to make it seem like it was one of those things, oh, I'm gonna just let it roll off my back. I'm not going to get out of character. But again, it's people like this that have a lot of smoke for black people, but when they get around them, they act a whole different way, even when they are some of the most egregious people you will ever meet. Look at what happened recently to, and Kid Gravity can attest to it because he did a whole stream talking about him. Look at what happened to a certain person, a certain content creator, when they came, well, not face to face, but in verbal contact with Richard Spencer a few days ago. Listen to how they talk when it came to talking about black people, but when you get around them, then you want to get timid, or your tone is different. Like the code switch is real. That's why we can't stand these grifters, because they are one way around them and they're a whole nother way around us. And they think that if they say certain things about us that, mind you, they've already been said and probably moved on from, that it's going to keep them there. Like we've been saying, November the 5th is right around the corner and the grift will be done. For some, the grift is already complete. Like his, for instance. And keep this also in mind, y'all. Robb Smith used to be in the military. Nowhere in his post did he mention about him being in the military. He just leaned on that he's black and that he's in the academy. Nowhere did he mention one time that he was in the military. When he was out there in Arizona and they said what they said about him, they didn't care that this man was in the military. And the crazy part about it is, it's not like people don't know he's in the military, because he has it right here in his bio. Decorated Iraq war veteran. So he didn't even care about mentioning his service. He leaned on what he wanted to lean on. But guess what? They didn't care he was in the military either. Truth be told, a lot of them don't. A lot of them are patriots. They say one of the most patriotic things you could ever do is serve in the military representing your the country that you're from, which he did, but they don't care. Shout out to William again for the 5. He says being gay is not new to the Republican Party. Remember the log cabin Republicans from years ago. So what makes Robb special? Exactly. And also shout out to Reparations Nation for becoming a member of the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Exactly. Everything that he posted up here, if you were aware of who he is, you already knew. The fact of the matter is Robb Smith overplayed his hand and he lost. He got too comfortable with those people and he lost. Shout out to Samuel Bryant. He said for the 2, he said same thing recently happened to Shamika. Is that Shamika? Is that Shamika Michelle? I'm assuming. Either way, appreciate the 2.
You ain't gotta be a dope boy to have money.
Appreciate it. These grifters, these quote unquote conservatives, these black conservatives, y'all gonna learn one way or another. It's July. We are over halfway there. We are in month 7 of the 3rd quarter of 2024. So Robb Smith, again, I don't know who I think we know who you was writing this to. I think you were, first off, I think you was reassuring yourself that you was voting for 45, but I mean, you didn't have to write 12 paragraphs telling us that you was going to vote for this guy. This is right up there when LeBron did his 30-minute decision-making thing to go to play for Miami back in back in the day. It's crazy to call the early 2000s back in the day. Now that you put it in perspective. But yeah, that's Robb Smith, y'all. For those who were unaware of who this guy was, but I know y'all had something y'all want to say, so I'm going to bring this up. 2010. It seems so much longer, so I'm gonna put the link right there in the chat. If anybody would like to come up and speak, go right on ahead. This dude here. But yeah, like that first comment said, just shut up and vote. Just vote. My goodness. You didn't have to write a whole diatribe as to why you're voting for 45, as if somebody cares. He made it seem like he wrote a whole book report. First up, Wallow J, what's going on?
What's going on, brother Torian? What's up, everybody in the chat? I don't feel nothing for this dude. He gonna sit up here and write a love letter to Trump, professing his love all over again, like anybody cares. Like you don't say it. Kid Gravity famously said it. November 5th, that grift is over, and I'm gonna sit back with my popcorn and I'm just gonna chomp away and laugh at his bum ass. Like they don't care about you. You got basically 2 strikes against you. 3 strikes. 1, you black. 2, you're a black male. 3, you're gay. They don't like none of them. None of the 3 in order. Combine it, stir it up in a pot. They don't like you.
Oh, and you got and also too throw in a 4th one too. And I forgot to mention this one. His partner is a white man.
Exactly. They think, oh, so you married to one of us? Think you one of us? No, we don't care. You can be married to your own. We don't like you. That's the thing they don't tell you. You can be married to us and think, oh, I'm the safe Negro. They don't care if you're married to someone like black, white. They don't care who you're married to. You're black. At the end of the day, they don't like you. They don't trust you. They don't respect you. Hell, they probably respect people in the black media more than they respect the bootlicks, if we're going to be completely honest. They don't trust them. They're like, wait a minute, you dog your own people, but you expect to come lick our ass? Nah, we good. With that, brother Torian, I'm gonna drop down. B1.
B1. Shout out to Wallow J for coming up. That's okay, Denise. You said you tired from your drive home. That's okay. Hey, as long as you here in the chat amongst the family, that is all that matters. All right, next up we got Aaron. What's going on?
Can you hear me correctly, Torian?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. Man, that man Rob really want to pretend like he's a white man so bad. We all see it right there.
And before you go any further, peep the cadence and how most of them speak. And I'm gonna actually show that when I do it's a stream that I'm gonna do next week that piggybacks off of 2 videos that's coming next week. And I want y'all to pay attention to the cadence and how they speak. Like they feel like if they speak very proper and enunciate every syllable, that they'll be seen as less threatening. I'm like, I know that's not how you really talk. Like, just speak naturally.
Yeah, here's the problem with that. I know plenty of people that are articulate and talk very proper, but it's just like they don't do half the BS that he does. And he wants to go ahead and play like, oh well, I'm different from everyone else. Like I don't see you any differently than I see Alfonso Ribeiro, honestly. not to come down on Alfonso Ribeiro, but sometimes you do a little bit of that shoe shining activity. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But Rob, your 15 minutes are up. Nobody wants you. Nobody likes you. You deliberately put out misinformation out there. And honestly, we don't care. We don't care. Like you always say, Torian, I feel nothing. You need to crawl back into that little hole that you came out of, just cry in the corner and weep because you've done too much damage. But enough of that. I'm going to get up out of here. B1, Torian.
B1. And like I said, what it really boils down to is that Robb Smith is realizing that his grip. So after that incident that happened back when he went to that event in Arizona and he went on the CNN crying about what happened, he was already done after that event. But when he went to CNN and went to what they see as the ops, he really was done after that. And then he said, you know what? I'm going to leave the Republican conservative group and I'm going to go and be an independent. Made that video. The dislikes was off the chart. People was clowning him in the premiere chat. People was clowning him in the actual comments. And I don't know how many more videos he made after that. Now fast forward to this and he writes this whole blog post talking about how he's not part of the conservative group anymore, but I'm gonna still vote for Trump. Like Aaron just said, we care. We really don't. So he wrote all of that again for nothing. Honestly, what it really is, he's missing it over there. That's why I said confessions of a weak and lonely grifter. Grifters may huddle sometimes in a group, but they really are on an island all by themselves. All right, next up we got Samuel. What's going on?
Hey, Torian, what's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, but people don't realize either, Torian, that a lot of these pundits, these black conservatives, they're all failures at trying to make it in mainstream media. Because I can remember Robb Smith was on that show, I Want to Work for Diddy, and he got eliminated the first episode.
He was on there?
He was on there and he got eliminated the first episode, Torian, because he didn't tell them.
I used to, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but the reason why it's catching me off guard is because I used to watch that show like back.
Yes, he was on the same season as Laverne Cox, and she blew up, and she's a celebrity now. But Robb Smith was on that same season and on that same episode with her, and he got eliminated the first episode.
Wow. See, now you gonna make me go back now you're gonna make me go back and look up that episode. Just like
Torian. Yeah, it's not only him, but Bryson's a failed rapper. Torian, I can remember Bryson Gray couldn't even get his own section when CIAA would be going on down here in North Carolina. When he used to call himself Be Serious. We know Brandon Tatum, He never made it in the NFL. Who else? Corey Yeshua. You had did one on him, and I'm waiting for you to do another one on him. But he got eliminated on that MTV show Copycats, where they have like singers and rappers that sound like like other singer and rappers, and he got eliminated the first episode. They're all grifters. They all grifters, Torian, and it's funny.
Yeah.
Candace Owens is a failed actress.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I forgot she had that that actor's profile page.
Yeah, and then recently, Torian, Corey Yeshua had did a because I'm waiting for you to do another bed bucking on him about how he constantly says how he debunked critical race theory and things like that. Somebody was on his live stream and saying, "Weren't you on Copycats and then you get eliminated the first episode?"
Oh.
Yes. And he got all embarrassed and immediately shut his live stream off and things like that.
I bet what I bet people probably went to go look for it. So when he was on there, was he under the same name?
He used to call himself Pokey. Matter of fact, Torian, he had a rap group with his I think it was his brother and his cousins. They used to call themselves the LAX Boys. They were trying to get signed by Jazzy Faye. They had like one video out. It was like from like 2006, 2007, and they just never blew up. He tried to be underground. He was on that TV show Copycats, got eliminated the first round, trying to impersonate Lil Wayne, and now he's pretty much doing videos for PragerU just to pay bills.
Wow.
And it's just sad, Torian, that these grifters, these pundits, and me personally, Torian, I don't think the money is all that good.
I don't think it is either.
Because I mean,
it's some of them that can probably get paid a pretty. I think Candace is probably the only one that really, really kind of broke through like that.
Not to cut you up, Torian, but she's married to somebody that's in the royal family.
Yeah, you got a point there.
And I mean, like I said, Tantrum Tatum. I mean, Brandon Tatum has not shown me like the fruits of his labors of grifting and stuff like that. Because another example, Torian, why doesn't he have sole custody of his oldest son? If you're making money now and if you're married and stuff like that, and they always like to pander about the black man being in the household and this and that, why isn't your son living with you? Yeah. So, I think once people really need to start looking at these grifters, Torian, they're really going to see, you know what? Why am I even falling for this BS? We all know they just doing this just for a check.
Yeah, and the thing is, when it comes to the grifters, they are basically targeting two particular groups. Well, black people can be easily swayed, easily brainwashed, and of course the PC crowd, because they need to use them as a shield to say what they want to say, but won't say out of fear of being seen or being called anti-black. But really, those are their two core groups. And like I said, it goes beyond just the black ones. It's just that we focus more on them because they are what we consider to be the enemy within.
Yes, they are, Torian. Yes, they are. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk to somebody else. And do you got an email, Torian? Because I want to show you those videos of Robb Smith getting eliminated, Corey Yeshua. And then I even found an old video of Brandon Tatum getting an interview, and he is not like who he was. I even found an old video of Charleston White, and I'm still waiting for a video for you to do one on him, Torian.
I don't have an email, but I do have a Discord. Are you in the Discord?
No. I also follow you on IG.
Okay, well, check. I'm gonna put my Discord link in the private chat, and you can just click it and join it there. Because I used to have an email. I used to have an email, but I got flooded with so many emails, and then some of those emails turned into spam, and I just cut the email off. So just join the Discord.
Yeah, and before you go, Tori, and there is somebody else that, I'm not trying to throw shade at, but I kind of want to know your 2 cents on them. What's your thoughts on, because I'm starting to look at him like he's somewhat of a grifter, King Randall. What's your 2 cents on him?
I don't follow him enough to really have a stance on him.
Right, because
I heard of him though.
Yeah, because I know he was pissed about like Amazing Lucas doing a video on him about how black kids need to act around the police, and Amazing Lucas was like, all he's really doing is just slave training. Yeah, but I'll let you go, Torian. I'm gonna definitely send you those videos, and I'll let you talk to the next person.
All right, thank you for coming up.
All right, B1.
B1. All right, shout out to Samuel for coming up. Next, we got Xavier. What's going on?
Hey, brother Torian. B1, brother.
B1.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, so this Robb Smith character, I'm surprised he keeps popping up. Like, I thought he had finally, had enough humiliation. I was just gonna sit this one out, but apparently, like someone else said, he's a glutton for punishment because
I said that.
Because yeah, you said that. Sorry, because it's like, why are you coming outside and saying all this like anyone gives a shit who you're voting for right now? It's your business. It's you do what you got to do. Nobody is even holding you. What I don't understand with these, and I noticed that I think someone pointed it out in the chat that folks like him who are in the academy, like black people who are in the academy, they tend to put their orientation first before their blackness, like as if that's going to protect them from whatever racism that's out there. But it's never like that, because even the so-called liberal academy members will throw them under the bus in a heartbeat if they fuck around. So I don't know. I don't know why they never learned this. It's really weird. Even this guy. I mean, honestly, if you ask me, I'd say that he's trying way too hard to be relevant, and it's not working.
That's listen. That's one of the things with the grifters is that they have to do whatever they can to remain relevant. I mean, I keep hating to bring her up, but look at Candace and all the stuff that she did at the foundation of what she was doing when she started out, and then look at how many platforms this woman has hopped to over the years. This woman could not stay stable for too long because she kept burning bridges at every place that she went to. The Daily Wire, which was probably her biggest gig, or the one that she probably stayed at the longest, or the one that propelled her. Look at what she started to do when she started to like get off course, like when she started to like start towing the line for them over there, and then they got her out of the paint to the point where they ended up basically putting a gag order on her for like a good while. And now she's over there like now promoting that damn Standards.
and she hasn't learned. She didn't learn a damn thing from that experience. That is what baffles me with these people. They never learned.
KG had me cracking up in his chat the other day when he was going over a video about her, and I had brought up, I said she got her Standards. He said that's just the one that's there for decoration.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because the one she ordered don't come until August.
I saw that one. I saw that. I was laughing so hard. She is a clown, honestly. Like, they're all clowns. And like you keep saying, November 5th came early for this guy, came early for Candace, and the rest of them clowns. They're going to start seeing some things, because now I think KG has mentioned this, but the rights is they're basically huddling up, and they don't want to see any non-white people in there. That's for sure. Like, it's just keep it pure and keep it moving, because their agenda is not going to benefit anyone who isn't white anyway. At least not even in practice. So if they want to keep lying to themselves, I mean, have at it. But the rest of us just look at them and shake our heads like, what the hell are you doing? For real. Anyways, I'll let my play there. I just thought it was really hilarious. And thanks again for covering these clowns. For real. You guys are doing you're doing God's work. Let's just
appreciate it. Thanks for coming up.
B1, brother. Yeah.
B1. Yeah, that woman is a trip. All right, next up we got Joseph. What's going on?
Salute, Tarian. Salute to the chat room. Let me just say I feel insulted for the fact that this dude put in his profile that he was in the military.
Mm-hmm. He said he was an Iraq war veteran, so he was back in the early 2000s with that war. So he was active.
You know, my brother served in Iraq,
Mm-hmm.
and he would laugh at this goofy to say that if he saw his profile saying former military Iraq veteran.
Mm-hmm.
When the whole process of the military is they break you down to build you up so you don't crack under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he got around those dub S's at those conventions, he literally became that of a glass vase and just broke as soon as someone dropped him.
Mm.
So it's like, I would have given him the benefit of the doubt if he didn't put former military in his profile, but that's just an insult to the veterans that actually went through things that would normally break the average person.
Right.
But
that's why I said that he had it in his bio, but in the whole post that I read, nowhere did he mention anything about him being in the military. All he leaned on was him. That's why I told y'all to keep a tally. He only leaned on him being black and him being in the academy. That's the only two things. And he kept bringing it up over and over again. It's like, okay, we know you're black. We know you're in the academy. But if you had put you was in the military, even one time, a lot of people did not know that. If it wasn't in his bio, many people would not have known. But then again, most people don't care about that either. But he had to point out the obvious about himself in that whole 12-paragraph post that I read to y'all.
you know what? He could have said all he had to say in like 4. 12 was just overkill. But yeah, I just wanted to come up and say, it's an insult for him to put in his bio that, he was former military when we still got active folks either within our family or family friends still serving right now under this soon to fall regime of the Biden administration, considering what's going on with him recently. And let me ask you this. Let's just entertain for the fact that Kamala could potentially, I'm not saying it will happen, but let's just say potentially that Kamala Harris do take over the reins of power as president. What would be the craziest scenario you could think of with her being in the seat?
Well, one would be what she kept her promise on what she wouldn't do, and that's not a damn thing for black people. Remember, she said that. I think she would probably continue doing the same thing that she's doing right now, except probably more of it.
You think she could possibly retort to what she did in LA when she was like prosecutor?
I don't know. I never had that thought in my mind. I really don't want to have that thought either.
Yeah, I just thought about that because I saw Jason Black's podcast yesterday, and it was like, yeah, if she were to go against Trump, she's gonna get cooked because it's like, she hasn't made a real public appearance since forever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for anyone in the black masses that wants to grip, don't be this dude. Honestly, they just need right, because how we do in the black media, we gotta have thick skin for this. You have to have thicker skin to grift.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not making any suggestions of that. I just wanted to make an observation on that. But thanks for having me up as always. I'm gonna stay locked into the chat room.
Appreciate you coming up. Shout out to Joseph. Next we got Defiant. What's going on? Defiant, if you are there, and you're speaking, we cannot hear you, and your mic is not muted. So I don't know. Wait, say something.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Sorry, I was driving. So that's why I put in the chat. Somebody give that man a onesie. I just, you know, at this point, this is 2024. We live in the age of information. If you don't get what a grift is, nobody can help you. I'm glad that you guys are bringing this content out and showing us to watch out to watch out for. But it's actually dangerous to be grifting, and especially when you're doing it against black people, because you put a target on our heads. Because when you do that,
Define, you cut out again.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, they put a target on our heads because when they grift like this, they are emulating that this is how black people are in America. Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm glad they're giving their just due, because they seem to not understand that once they're done with you, as Jason Black says and as Professor Black Truth says, they throw away their tools. I don't know why anybody will still continue to grift. And I'm just like, I'm baffled by it, because
well not only that,
sometimes you need the ass whipped. I'm sorry.
Well, not only that, with the grifters, they put a target on themselves too. Because the thing is, a lot of the grifters, they think that they are separate from us. They think they're different from the group. I'm like, no, you're still part of the group, and they see you a whole different way. They say, yeah, we see you doing our bidding, but what's to stop you from turning on us? You know, what happens if we say something that irks you or makes you say, you know what, I can't ride with that, and then you turn on us, and then you take probably what you got over here and send it back our way. So they literally shoot themselves in the foot too. So the grifters aren't even safe either. That's why I said I don't even know why you waste your time throwing your own people under the bus the way that you do. And what if I said the foundation of every grifter's grift is the degradation of us? Because Robb Smith used to throw black people under the bus heavily when he came onto the scene. Same thing with Candace. Fakem still does it. The black conservative perspective, he does it. I mean, just like think of all the grifters you can think of. Every last one of them had something very negative and dark to say about us early on in their grifting period before they got to where they are now. It's basically a launch pad.
Yeah, and I like to call him Tatum Tits. So he's Tatum Tits. So, but yeah, and you're right. And I'd rather be respected than to be liked. And respect goes a long way. When you denigrate your own people, you lose your self-respect, and nobody respects you. You're just some type of jump for me boy, jump how high boy. No, I'm a black man, and I ain't gonna jump high for no damn body. And that's how you have to be. And as long as you stand on that, as long as you stand on who you are, you can go around almost anybody. People may not like it, but they'll respect you. Have some damn decency about you. Have some damn dignity about your damn self. You know, and that's the problem. But see, they throw that money in the air. Hey, I got a check for you. You may not see the check in a long time. Oh, all we gotta let you do is do this, and you know, and then there goes the neighborhood. Instead of going to your community and trusting your community that will help you and support you. But you know, I'll land my plane there, Torian, and you have a blessed day.
You too. Shout out to Defiant for coming up. Next we got Miss Nisi. What's going on?
Hey, Torian. This is my quick statement on Robb Smith. He could have substituted black and gay for pathetic and pitiful. His begging ass.
Now you know he wasn't going to do that.
But anyway,
even though that's the category, even though those are the two categories he falls into.
But funny story, heading back here. I was I just crossed state line into Kentucky, heading into West Virginia.
Okay.
And I was coming up on Ashland, and I was doing 70-ish. And a cop, he was right behind me. He flashed, But I kept going. And then he flashed again and I pulled off on the shoulder. He come to the car, He said, ma'am, is there any reason why you're speeding? I said, yes, sir. I got to pee, damn it. He's like, are you serious? I said, look at me. Would I tell you I had to pee if I didn't? He let me go. He let me go. But that's all I wanted, boo-boo. Okay. You have a good evening.
You too. Thanks for coming. Shout out to Ms. Nisi, and also shout out to her for being a patron over there on Patreon. Shout out to all of my people on Patreon over here in this chat right now. People who are supporters of me even outside of this platform. I greatly appreciate it. All right, the last person I'm bringing up, I already know who this is, but we'll entertain it. Robb's lever at home. Oh man,
do you want to get pulled? What's out there, brother?
What's going on?
Morning, what this man got going on?
Right,
bruh.
Exactly. Like, listen, like we had when we was talking about this a couple months ago, when what happened to him at that so-called conference or whatever that was out in Arizona. We were saying, yep, Robb, your grift is done. You're done out here. And then you went to CNN. Oh, you're really done. You're really done out here.
Well, of course he was done. But listen, brother, what were we talking about in the back channel a couple hours ago? Don't say what the subject is, because I want to wait till Wednesday. They won't.
Say that again.
What were we talking about in the back channel today? Don't say the subject though.
Oh yeah. Listen, I'm gonna just put it like this: to those in the chat right now who are subscribed to KG, and if you aren't, you need to be. Y'all better be present on the live that he's going to do on Wednesday. Let's just put it this way: something that KG has been talking about a certain person, and I guess you can say an entity, is literally about to come to. Well, it's probably in the works right. I know it's in the works right now. So
no, it's been in the works. This is the closing gambit.
Well, all I'm gonna say is this: just be there. It's funny to me because, like, one of my subscribers sent that to me, and when I was looking at it, I was like, I can't grasp this, and I immediately sent it to you, and I said, if I understood what that was, it would have easily been a triple P and probably alive. If I had a really good grasp on what I was reading, and the reason why I said that is because I was seeing how people was losing their minds over it, and I said, yep. That's it. The nail is now in the coffin. It's just currently is hammered in right now. It's being hammered in.
Oh, listen, they gonna learn. But back to this fool. This ain't gonna work out well for him because guess what's next week?
The debate, right?
Nope.
No, not the debate. Not the debate. The one in Wisconsin, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
the
RNC, the RNC, yeah, the RNC, yep.
I got a Blackaren for you.
Oh Lord, you know what? Send it my way. I haven't done a Blackaren video.
No, I can tell you this. I can tell you this. You can find it on X. They signed Amber Rose to speak.
They what?
They signed Amber Rose to speak.
To speak where?
At the RNC.
Oh Lord, what the hell is she gonna talk about?
Damn if I know. She gonna grift, and maybe she'll have a conservative version of the slut walk. It's gonna be great. She gonna have all the people. She gonna have all the people from the calendar slut walking on the stage. It's gonna be fucking great.
And then you got that clown Joey Manorino talking about Amber Rose is one of the most influential people in hip hop. I'm like, I know you're trolling, but that's not a good. That's not even a rookie level of trolling, because people was clowning. People was clowning him under his comment section when he was saying they was like, what? Influential and what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might have saw some people like, who's going, and I think I might have saw Rob in there saying he's gonna go. I'm
Robb
like,
Smith?
bruh. Yeah. I was like, bruh, why? Oh, I know, they got custard up in Milwaukee.
He going for the food.
Yeah, he going for the food. That's all I'm gonna say. He going for the food.
Hey, I'll do you one better. Do you think Larry Elder's gonna be there?
Yes.
They gonna let him in this time? They gonna let him in this time?
Yes, they're gonna let it. Because remember, Ronald McDaniel's not there anymore, so he get in. Now he gonna have to go in through the service entrance, but he gonna get in.
Man, but he gonna go and he said, I'm gonna get up there and talk about fatherlessness again. That talking point is so played out, like
Bruh,
one's
they don't
listening
even clap
to that
for it
anymore.
anymore.
Right.
Especially when that report came out that it said that our numbers down to like under 50%. They don't even touch that no more. He's the only one, and that Chad O. Jackson idiot. Those are the only two to touch it. How you look like you from the civil rights and you only like 26?
Oh yeah, I had to think about when you said his name, and then I realized he was the one that sat there and entertained Larry L. No, that was Fakem that he sat down with
when they were sitting in that. And haven't you noticed that they're all now going into cigar shops?
They're going to where?
They're all going into cigar shops now.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah. So all Milwaukee cigar shops, be on the lookout for any fur babies running around there with red hats asking to use your shop.
And what day is that supposed to be on?
It's a whole weekend. It's 15th to the 18th.
Is that going to be like streamed somewhere or?
Yeah. Everybody's going to be streaming it, but that's when we're supposed to find out who his VP is. Everybody keeps saying it's ramen noodles. I'm like, listen, I guess y'all really don't want black people to come outside and vote. Say less. That's going to be so. Man, listen, that's going to be interesting. About who that be. Can you imagine if it's not any of the people that they think it is? I'm going to laugh so hard you might hear me down in Georgia. It's the South where everybody here, everybody from the South. But listen, y'all know who I say he should pick, but they don't. It's
that woman, right? That you keep talking about. What's her name again?
Christy Noam.
And see the thing, and that's a name that I only heard about from you. They don't talk about her. It's like she's
too radical. She NRA. She too radical for him. But I said that's the only person that could neutralize command. But you go pick ramen noodles. Ain't nobody. Hey, I like to see a little South Asian on South Asian crime. I like to see that. But you really already know what's going to happen. He already trying to grift as a libertarian to get them libertarian votes. She's going to eat that man alive. All she has to say is your daddy's not a citizen. That's all she got to say. And all them white boys going to leave.
Well, I mean, he already got checked by Ann Coulter.
And Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Family, we're in the eye of the vortex. Don't look up because then your eyes freeze. But just weather it out. And then November 5th, we get to revel in the tears because, of course, I told you I'm going to be streaming for 12 hours straight. We're gonna have fun that day.
You said 12 hours. So you're talking about like from 12 noon,
12 to midnight, brother. I'm gonna go cast my votes, and then 12 o'clock, I'm gonna have the energy drinks. The Arizona green tea on deck.
That's gonna be one. Food. That's gonna be one hell of a stream.
Oh yeah. I already told you I'm gonna take breaks by playing other videos. I'm gonna take breaks. And then when 9 o'clock roll around and they really start them returns, the tears, we're gonna be jumping, boy.
November 5th, 7 hand, the day of the election. That's when he's gonna do that.
Oh, Tuesday, bro.
On a Tuesday. On a Tuesday.
And I'm taking that Wednesday off. Because I need to recap everybody losing their mind or happy as hell. And I'm like, well, this country's over.
The grift is over. I mean, I feel like there should be like some kind of celebratory song behind that.
You know what? I'm going to New York later this month. I might hook up the stage and do a song. You might call it The Grift is Over.
No, it would be funny if the guy who does the Motown AI songs does one. You know what's so crazy, right? I'm not even lying to you. Before I got on to do the live for this stream, I was listening to the Sesame Street one. That's my favorite one.
All right.
The Sesame Street one is my favorite one. I don't know why. I can't stop listening to it.
Oh boy. I guess I'm gonna have to explain about politics because this guy. Shout out to your opinions, brother, but I think you're very misguided on what we got going on here. 8 o'clock, I'm gonna have a special stream because I missed mine today. We're gonna have to go over it. So if you're around, you know, participate.
Yeah, you said you're going live at 8 o'clock today.
Yeah, I gotta get something off my chest.
You would have to get you something off your chest because I think Afro going live at 8 to talk about this Ryan Garcia thing. Which, by the way, I'm gonna be talking about Ryan Garcia at the end of the week. I think I mentioned it last week. So my Friday stream is going to be about him. I'm still gathering stuff. It's still stuff coming out about that. Like I said, that's why I wanted to wait because Lisa had did a video today about him not.
Oh yeah,
going
when he
to,
said he was going to rehab
and didn't even go. I said we knew he wasn't going to go. We knew he was talking a bunch of BS. He said he wasn't going to go to rehab so he could see his brother go fight. I said, Ryan, I said, sit your fake anti-black ass down somewhere.
All right, maybe I'll do it 9 o'clock. Maybe I'll do it 9 o'clock.
But yeah, that's gonna be the Friday stream. So for those of y'all who were unaware, because everyone kept asking me what are my thoughts about the Ryan Garcia, I said I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm just waiting to get more stuff so it can make the stream more interesting. But that stream will be happening on Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time.
Yes, sir. Yes, that is 6 p.m. Pacific time. I know how y'all are on the West Coast. I'm gonna fucking sit in traffic, wait for that earthquake to hit. But let me get out of here if I start making it.
All right. Thanks for coming up.
Yes, sir.
And shout out to KG. If y'all haven't done so, make sure y'all go and subscribe to his channel. Definitely does great work, especially on the political spectrum. I'm mad I didn't tell KG why he was right up here. I literally said, you like the Oda Mae Brown on the political spectrum for the new black media. For those of y'all old enough to know what I'm talking about and what character and from what movie, you understand the reference. Because KG be pretty accurate on his assessments. And the one that y'all are going to hear about from him on Wednesday that we were talking about that I sent him, he was spot on. And he called that one months ago. But with that being said, y'all, I'm about to bring this stream to a close. Shout out to everybody that was able to come through in the chat. Shout out to everybody who came up and spoke. Shout out to everybody who contributed. William, Denise, Samuel, Reparations Nation became a member. And that is it. Shout out to each and every one of you for coming up. We will be having the premiere premiere video tomorrow at 11. It's going to be about Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier done claimed another one. I mean, not recently, but it's the one that happened late May, early June. So y'all probably have heard about it, but in case you haven't, that will be the topic of discussion tomorrow. And with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay cool. Shout out to the replay gang. Stay hydrated because it is hot as hell outside. Please stay as hydrated as you can. Be safe and be one.